Good morning. And this is not to any particular person, anyone you can answer. But I was wondering, how are you all scheduled? Do you deal with cases daily or once a week? Or do you have any spare time to yourself or to your family?
We do have time. we have spare time. I'm married and I have 2 children. They're both in school, college and graduate school. But I had time as a judge to, your day is done at 5 o'clock unless you decide it is longer or shorter. One of the really nice things about being a judge is the day actually starts when you say it starts, and it ends when you say it ends. And so it's a pretty regular schedule. I'm also not somebody who has to prepare like a lawyer does. When I was a lawyer and I was going to court, I was a prosecutor and then I was a divorce lawyer. And so on the weekends and at night, I was preparing for trial. And I was either in a trial or I was getting ready for a trial, and it's a lot of work. As a judge, I'm doing less of the preparation because the lawyers have to do that. I just have to be there on time, ready to listen, and I usually have time to do my reading and preparation and the time's off. Right now, my court is going on. I have a plea and arraignment calendar today with 40 major felonies. I have defendants, their lawyers, the prosecutors are all in my court right now, and they're talking to each other and actually trying to resolve cases while I'm not there. And when I get back, they'll be ready and waiting for bond hearings and some pleas and some scheduling issues and that sort of thing. So we're busy every day. We do different things every day. Next week is a criminal trial week for me. My first case is actually a police officer who has been accused of abusing her child. That's on my calendar for Monday. But we work out cases. Sometimes you think you're going to trial, but somebody pleads guilty at the last minute, and so I may actually have a day free with nothing scheduled. And so we try to schedule as many things as possible so that we always are busy, but not having people waiting around, not reaching their work. So every week is scheduled, but there's things change. So we do have time, and the day usually ends around 5 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge. Is there another? I saw another hand. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I was going to ask you, if you were in the law...
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Could you tell them your name and tell them what year you're in at Therrell High School, which is a small school?
My name is Courtney Skipper. I'm a senior at DM Therrell School of Law, Government and Public Policy. If you were in the law field, what other field would you be in? Or what is your other passion? Anything.
Well, if I wasn't in law, I'd probably be in some aspect of either teaching in higher education or something of that. I enjoy teaching. I have three law clerks, 3 young lawyers that work for me annually. I rotate clerks out annually, and I have 3 young lawyers that work for me each year, and I enjoy the mentoring, teaching aspect of what I do. And this kind of will come back to the question the young man asked orally. If I went home at 5 o'clock, they would probably think I was sick. I regularly leave my chambers at 6:30 or maybe 6:45. I work every Saturday. I'm in my chambers reading, working. There's 17 judges on my court. There's a huge volume of work that we do, reading and writing, communicating with judges. And I still do, as I said in my introduction, a lot of extracurricular work. I'm vice president of the American Indian Support Foundation, and I'm the immediate past chair of the Federal Appellate Rules Committee. And I only said that to say, people sometimes think of judges as busy when they're working on a case, but there are a lot of aspects to our job that go with being a judge, but we're not. So in other words, you can't define if a judge is busy if you look in the courtroom and the light's not on. These judges are busy trial judges, but they may be conferencing with lawyers. They may be on the phone. They may be preparing jury charges, but people can't see that. But those are things that judges have to do. And even in my world as an appellate court judge, it's just a huge amount of paper, volume, communicating with other judges, reading the Supreme Court cases, dealing with cases, writing opinions, and working with the law clerk. So it takes a lot of time. Now the best part about it is what Judge Shoup said, I don't have a boss. I don't have to ask anybody if I can come to Atlanta to be in robes in school. I just look in the mirror and ask the question, and then I get the answer that I want. And Judge Cooper was confirmed along with me way back when in 1994. We have lifetime tenure, so we're not elected. We have our jobs for life. So despite the fact that I don't have a boss, I'm probably my own worst boss, because anybody else would leave the place sooner than I do. So it's to say there's a certain self-discipline that goes along with the job, particularly like these judges and I, who pride ourselves in doing the job right, doing it in an excellent way. There are lots of people that are judges, like there are people who do anything, who just want to do it and go home. But you can tell by their comments, they're very conscientious people and who have people's lives in their hand. And you spend a lot of gut-wrenching thinking about that, and I would be willing to say that Judge Shoup thought about that young man a lot, driving home and otherwise, about his well-being before she had to sentence him. And these things just stay with you, even when you leave the place. Unlike a job where you clock out and you don't think about it until Monday. All of us know as lawyers, and even as our moderator, these things tend to go home in your briefcase with you, and you're reading and you're working on them. And it's the kind of thing to be a lawyer. If you want a 9-to-5 job, I don't suggest you become a lawyer.